What's up guys, Jack here, I'm at Tech Videos, and I'm back with another power bank video, but this time from Sharge. I have two of their highest capacity and highest output power banks that they make. We have the Shargeek 140 and the Shargeek 170. And I have been seeing these pop up like here and there across the internet. They have this really cool like translucent design. You can see all the boards and the circuitry inside. They have this kind of like retro futuristic look. I just think they look like just, I don't know, really slick, really different to that normal sort of sleek look that a lot of companies tend to go for today. But this is my first time checking out their gear. This is not a sponsored video, but they did very kindly send these over for me to check them out, and I will link to them down in the description. So we'll get them unboxed, we'll take a look at the features, do a bit of like a comparison between each one to see which is the one for you if you're looking for a high capacity, high power output power bank. So let's get started. So let's open up the 140 first. So on top we have the power bank. We also have a lovely little grey carry pouch, some documentation, and also a USB-C to USB-C cable. But I do really like the look of this. This is like such just like a, I know, an interesting aesthetic going on. You can see all of those sort of like little circuits inside, and I really do dig that look. This also does have a smart display, which we'll take a look at later, as does the larger 170 version. So let's take a look at that as well, and we'll compare them. Box of accessories and the power bank. Once again, we get a carry pouch, and this time we get a braided USB-C to USB-C cable. And of course, the all-important user manual. So this is much larger than the 140 watt. So let's take a look at them side by side. They have a very unique design that you don't really tend to see translucent tech anymore. I feel like it was like a big thing in the early 2000s with Apple doing it with the original iMac and the iBook and their keyboard and mouse. Sony were doing it with the PS2 and the controllers. And then I guess like all trends, it just sort of like faded out and disappeared. But now maybe it's making like a bit of a comeback. But yeah, maybe it's time to go back to that like translucent era. I do like being able to see all of that engineering work inside. Now the 170 does look absolutely huge compared to the 140, but it is actually because it's a prism design with this like triangular shape, and the 140 is more of a rounded rectangle to put them side by side, so you can see maybe a better look at the shape there. And this one is available in grey or white. This is the white version, and the 140 is available in black or white, and this again is the white version. So let's give them a little bit of a measure up. The 140 comes in at around 15.8 by 6.5 by about 3 centimeters. And then the 170 is going to obviously be a bit of a weird one to measure because of that shape, but I'll give it a go. So it's slightly longer at 16.5 by about 6.3 at its widest, and about 6 centimeters at its tallest. But again, it is that prism triangular shape. And naturally, the larger one does feel heavier, not like substantially so, but we will give them away as well. The 140 comes in at around 474 grams, and the 170 at 682 grams. So naturally, yes, it is a bit heavier, and you can actually see on this one those battery cells inside. So that is going to make this quite a hefty power bank to carry around. I'd say both of these are definitely more sort of backpack power banks. You're not going to want to put these in your pocket and, you know, lug them around. And then port-wise, they both have a single USB-A port, which is output only. And then we get one USB-C port on the 140 watt and 2 C ports on the 170, and those are both input and output. And something that is worth mentioning, which is kind of unusual for a power bank, but the 170 actually has an IP66 water resistant rating. So I wouldn't recommend going near water or using these near water, but the larger one will be resistant to, you know, light splashes from if you spill your coffee or your water on your desk. This one should be all right. And they also both have a smart display for showing the input and output of each port and just the general sort of status of the battery, the recharge time, which we have been seeing on more and more like high-end batteries recently. So we can turn it on with the power button on the side. and we get a few bits of information. We get the recharge time in the top left when you want to plug the power bank in. We have the current battery percentage here with 64%. We have the output in the green in the top right and the input in the orange on the bottom right. So let's plug something in and see what happens. So the iPhone plugged in, we see it's currently outputting around 15 watts. And the recharge time, I'm guessing that's telling us how long it will take until the power bank will deplete based on how much it's currently outputting. I also have my iPad just off screen here, so we'll plug that in as well. And now we've both plugged in, we've jumped up to around 52 watts. Yeah, it looks like there's no individual port output on this smart display. It just shows you the total output and the total input. And just to put them both side by side, we do have exactly the same smart display on the 140. It's just a much smaller display. So yeah, if you want that larger display, then you're going to have to get the bigger power bank. Again, this is with the cable that's in the box. It is pretty long, both of them. I'd say they're about 1 meter long. And we can see it's outputting around 14 watts at the moment, and it's saying 2 hours 38 on the recharge time. I don't know how well it comes across on video, but honestly, the smart display on the smaller version is fine. I can read it just really easily. It is just much larger on the 170 if you want to have that extra large display. So let's just go over those input and output stats. So on the 140, this has a total output of 140 watts across all ports combined versus 170 on the 170. The max single port output on the left is 100 watts. On the right, we have 140 watts. So that means that the 140 watt can support power delivery 3.0, whereas we get power delivery 3.1 on the Charge 170. So that is a lot of numbers. So what does that mean? Well, it means that if you have a 16-inch MacBook Pro that charges at 140 watts for its maximum input, then you're going to want the Charge 170, as that can give you 140 watts out of a single USB-C port. You'll still be able to charge a large MacBook Pro with the smaller power bank. It's just going to take a little bit longer overall, and it will only reach a maximum of 100 watts on the output. And they also both have a low current mode. So if you double click the power button, that enables low current mode, you can see in the top right. So if you are charging something like a pair of wireless earbuds, that only draws like a tiny amount, like it's not even drawing a full watt there. And what tends to happen is when you plug something small in, like a pair of earbuds or a smartwatch, into a big power bank, the power bank doesn't realize that it's got anything even plugged into it, and it might actually go to sleep if it's only, sipping just a little bit of power. So low current mode will make sure that the power bank stays on, and I believe it will automatically stay on for 2 hours, or you can turn it off yourself by double pressing the power button once more. When it comes to the input, they do both differ there as well. So the 140 has a 65 watt input versus up to 100 watts on the 170. And I did try and find some recharge times to find out, how long it will take to recharge these, because these are pretty beastie power banks. But the only thing that they tell us is that the 170 will get from 0 to 50% in around 20 minutes. They don't give us a stat for that for the 140, but they do let us know that it will take around an hour and a half to do a full recharge on the 140, but I couldn't find a stat for that for the 170 for a full recharge. So I'm going to have to spend some more time with these, and I'll let you guys know. Then capacity-wise, these come in at 20,000 milliamp hours or 72 watt hours versus 24,000 milliamp hours or 86.4 watt hours. So that does mean that both of these are airline safe, as most airlines have a maximum watt hour limit of 100 watts. So as long as a power bank is under 100 watts, then you should be fine taking these with you on a plane, as long as you keep them in your carry-on. Just always, check before you fly, because some airlines do have some sort of slightly different rules. Now, both of these are pretty beastie, so whichever one you get, you are going to get quite a few charges out of them for your smaller tech. So something like an iPhone 15 Pro, you'll get 4 charges for that out of the 140 versus 5 on the 170. And then your medium tech, like an iPad Pro or a drone or even a Nintendo Switch, you'll get around 2 charges for those out of both. And then your big tech, like a MacBook or a MacBook Pro, you should get around 1 charge out of each if you're just charging that single device from them. And because an iPhone only draws around 30 watts, which both of these can output higher than, they will both fast charge something like an iPhone 15 or 16 Pro to around 50% in around 30 minutes. And even the 140 with a max output of 100 watts, that should get a MacBook Pro to around 50% in around 40 minutes, with a full charge taking around an hour and 20, maybe an hour and a half in total. And something I want to check, because I know everyone always asks, is do they support pass-through? Now the 140 does only have those 2 ports and you can only charge it with the C port, so I'm going to have to test it with the USB-A. But plugging in, it is charging the iPhone and it looks like it is charging the power bank at the same time. You can see there's 60 watts input and around 7 watts on the output. Then we do have the 2 C ports on the 170, so I'll try it with that for this. So we've got 90 watts going into the power bank and around 14 to 15 watts going out into the iPhone. So yes, they do both support pass-through, so you can charge the power bank and plug a device in to charge that at the same time. So that's been a quick unboxing and first impressions of the Shargeek 140 and the 170. The 140 comes in at around £85 versus £156 for the 170. I will link to them down in the description. Love the design. I think that translucent tech needs to make a bit of a comeback. I think it is sorely missed from the early sort of 2000s. I love being able to sort of like see all the stuff that's going on inside. And then that is paired with having those smart displays that show you what's going on with the power bank as well. So you can see how much it's outputting, how much it's inputting, and see exactly how much is left on the power bank with the percentage. In terms of which one you should get, we know which is the right one for you. I'd say if you have a 16-inch MacBook Pro and you want to charge it at its maximum 140 watt speed, then you want to go for the 170, as that has a max output of 140 watts and it supports Power Delivery 3.1. But that's not to say that you shouldn't get the 140 watt for a large MacBook, because that can charge one as well, just not quite as fast. And it probably won't get you as much of a charge overall. But yeah, because of the size difference as well, that is also something to consider. I do feel like the 140 is just going to be easier to sort of carry around because it has a slimmer profile. The 170 is a bit of a beast, but it does give you more capacity overall. And also importantly, you do get the 2 USB-C ports versus just the one on the 140. So yeah, let me know what you think of these down in the comments. They are a bit different to that sort of like normal modern sleek look design that we have. If you have any questions as well, then ask away down in the comments. Leave a like if the video helped you out. I'll also link to some of my other power bank videos down in the description if you want to check any of those out. And remember to check out the links if you want to pick up any of these or just see more details on the website. And subscribe and hit the bell to see more tech videos from me. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.